Hello there. Where to get started with investing? How do I begin? What do I do? And we've mentioned it before. One thing you can do is simply buy something called an ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, the South African Top 40. Top 40 ETF. You bought the 40 top shares in South Africa. You're done. I want to show you another way to do it. It's going to take you maybe 5 minutes instead of 10 seconds to set it up. But once you set it up, I think it's got a lot of advantages. What are the South African top 40 shares? Well, if you go into the internet, you just click on here and it'll show you there they all are. I'll just click to the next screen so you can see what they are. ABSA, Anglo-American, Anglo-American Platinum, blah, 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 blah. And if you click that little button there, of course, you just download it and it's a CSV. And it's basically a spreadsheet, so that we don't have to type all those things in. It's done for us automatically. All right, let's come back to this and let's think a little bit about this. And of course, we can go to the performance tab and we can look at some of these shares and we say, okay, let's take the first one there, which is ABSA. How did it do? Not too bad. We'll leave ABSA in. Okay. Anglo-American, here's over 1 year, by the way. Here's year to date. Here's over 3 years. Anglo-American, 3 years, but over 1 year did all right. Platinum, okay, we'll keep it there. Anglo Gold, I suppose so. Anheuser-Busch, they make alcohol, beer. Yeah, we'll keep them. Pharmacare didn't do too well, but they're now coming back up again. It's fine. BHP, I think we'll knock them off the list. They really don't seem to be doing well at all, apart from the past day. Bid, don't really know what they do. Bidvest, yeah, they're into trucking and things like that. Didn't do too well, but okay, we'll leave them in. Feeling generous. British American Tobacco, and again, the advantage of choosing your own shares, of course, you can say, I don't believe in tobacco. I don't want to support the tobacco industry. You can cancel that out. But we'll leave it there. Capitec, yeah, Clicks is good. Yeah, Discovery seems to be quite good. Exaro seems to be all right. We'll leave it in. First Rand, yeah, banks pay a nice dividend as well. Glencore, not too good. They seem to be coming up. Should we give them a benefit of the doubt? Goldfields. No, let's take Glencore out. I don't like Glencore. Goldfields, wow, brilliant. Green, 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 green. Growth Point, it's good to have some real estate in there. Implauda Platts, Investec, Mondi, Paper. Okay, we'll leave it in there. Mr. Price is fine. MTN. Multi-choice, you've got to be kidding me. Does anybody still watch DSTV? And I'm not just slagging it off, but if you look at the figures, 21% is lost over 3 years, 10% is lost over 1 year. I think we just say goodbye to that. Naspers, wow, green, green, green. Nedbank, green, 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 and an excellent dividend as well. NEPI Rockcastle, we'll leave them in, why not? Northern Platinum, we've already got Impala Platinum. Do we want this one as well? Too many Platinums. Old Mutual, you're kidding me. I don't know who would want that share. Out you go. I mean, red. I don't see the point. Process, excellent. Reinet, good. Remgro is fine. RMB, in the long term, they seem to be fine. Sanlam, in the long term, they were right. Sasol, you're joking. Red. Down 79% in 3 years. Bye-bye, Sasol. Don't want you. ShopRite. Yeah, I love ShopRite, to be honest with you. And over a long period, it's done very well. Standard Bank, I like the banks. Pays a nice dividend as well. Vodacom, yeah, well, we'll leave you in there. We need some of that. Woolworths, you are kidding me. Minus. Bye-bye, Woolworths. Honestly, we don't need you. Now, let's come back to our favorite LibreOffice. And one nice thing about LibreOffice, there's so many nice things. I just press 1. And I do that, and I've got my shares, and I've got 33 of them. So we've got Anglo-American Platinum, Implats, and Northern Platinum. We've got too many Platinums, so let's take that out. Anglo Gold, but we've also got another gold in Goldfields. Okay, let's get rid of Anglo Gold. And RMB. We've got a lot of banks in this thing, so let's get rid of that. Okay, let's try it again. And we've got 30 shares. So we've taken our South African top 40 and we've just looked at the performance and we brought it down to 30. Now let's say I've got 3,000 to spend. I'm going to put 100 into each of them. Is that right? 30 shares, 100? Yeah. So I'm going to have $100 invested in each of these. Alt E, I love the shortcuts, and I've got the total, which is $3,000. I'm going to invest $3,000 into my South African top 30, not the top 40, because we've weeded out the ones that obviously we think are not doing too well. So now all we do is we go to Easy Equities, and we say we want to invest, always like to invest. And the first one on the list, if you remember, was ABSA, and we're going to buy that for $100. So here it is, South Africa, and I type in ABSA, and here it is, ABSA Group. Don't be fooled by ABSA Bank. Two different things. We want ABSA Group, okay? Yes, we're going to put the demo in there, and we're going to spend $100. And we bought 0.5 shares in ABSA, and there we've done it, okay? The next one was Anglo-American. We do a similar thing. We're doing it in South Africa, by the way. Anglo-American, here it is here. Mining company, yeah, demo. So as you see, this would take about 5 minutes to do this, yeah? And I bought 0.1 shares, and I bought an Anglo-American. So I would work my way down that list. I've already done 2, I've only got those to do. And I've now bought, basically, the best shares, you can argue, in South Africa. I bought the top 40. I've weeded out the ones I think I didn't like too much. And I've got I think I've got a nice balanced portfolio. I've got banks, I've got property, I've got mining, I've got retail, I've got telecommunications. It's fine. Now, here's the beauty. Now you own these shares. Here's the beauty. Unlike an ETF where there is a very small fee, 0.4%, 0.3% a year, there's no fee. I have bought these shares. These shares now belong to me. And you cannot change it now. It's a bit like buying a house. I bought them. They're mine. I don't pay any fees. I don't worry about monthly fees or yearly fees or percentages, etc., etc., etc. I simply look and I see, okay, I've got $100 of ABSA, $100 of Anglo-American, and then I can see over time how it performs. So there's basically, for the rest of my life, I won't pay any fees. The second nice thing is I'm going to get dividends. When you see, as you did the other day, that Nedbank paid a dividend of 7%, it means you're going to get $7 on your $100. And what do you do with that $7? You add it to what you've already got. So, boodly boom, I've now got $107 invested in Nedbank. I know it seems small, but we do this step by step. And can you imagine if you did 1,000 in each, a 30,000 investment, or you did 10,000 in each, etc., $300,000 investment. It's the same principle. It's just small or big, depending on what you want to do. It's got some other advantages. I've mentioned this before, but let's say I open my Easy Equities one day, and I see that Anglo Platinum is at 90. Well, what do? I add 10. And again, basically I've come back to my 100. So as soon as I see a share is dipping below the 100 or the 1,000 or the 10,000 or whatever this round number is, I can just top it up and then I can bring it back. And so in that way I keep my portfolio nicely balanced. I wouldn't, just one final thing, I wouldn't have all my money in South Africa. I think that's a bit foolish. I would take something like an MSCI World, and I'd put maybe an equivalent amount, 3,000, into MSCI World. We mentioned that before. Signia, MSCI World, something like that, and I just go into Signia. What have I bought? Where's my fact sheet? Here it is. What have I bought? Oh, I bought Apple, I bought Nvidia, I bought Microsoft, with just one push of a button. And so I don't have to send money overseas. I simply invest 3,000 into that. Oh, and the other nice thing about Signia, Boodly bum, always like that. Income distribution. So twice a year, December and June, they're going to pay you a little bit of dividends on all of these shares, and you're going to get it twice a year. Coming back to this one, of course, I mentioned that you get dividends, but they don't all come at once. So this month is, April, I think it will be Nedbank, and maybe I think the next month, May, will probably be First Rand. Maybe you're going to get $6 there. So the dividends keep coming throughout the year, and yeah, so we've got dividends, and now you're actively invested. You don't pay anything for the rest of your life. You own these shares. You can add to them if you want to, but you will be getting the dividends. And now you are a real investor. Now you've really invested in companies, not just an ETF. In essence, you've created your own ETF. You've created your own South African top 40 with all of these shares. And obviously, if you don't like one, if one's really badly performing, then you can sell it. Although I wouldn't advise it. The whole point of this is just to leave it there for the next 20, 30, 40 years. The long term, these are all good shares. I'm sure they're still going to be around. First Rand, First National Bank's been there forever. Standard Bank's been around since, I think, the 1800s. So these shares are not going to go anywhere. And I think this will really do well for you in the long term. All right? Good luck.